I'm gonna be analyzing the internet through my experience as a holistic therapist. And even though I cannot feel into the internet, I can at least feel into people who are using it. Often, a lot, extensively. Here we go. Statistically, you turn off this video at exactly 1 minute. So this time we're gonna put some interesting information at 1 second behind the minute marks. People are unaware when they are using the internet that they are getting less close to themselves. So they're watching a video or a lot of videos or like 10 videos from 2 seconds and sometimes not even. And they are gradually getting less closer to themselves. And that actually brings more stress to the body. So proceeding not to feel that, you have to get even less close to yourself to even shift out of that and be more relaxed. The internet is a distraction from the moment, not being in the moment. Whereas reading newspapers, for example, and doing that massively, is more about being in the moment. And that's also why people are socializing more when they're doing that usually, because you're more here and aware of your surroundings and you're not floating away more and more generally, all right? The internet is a string of peak experiences, and the internet only gives us what is most entertaining for us at the highest peak, and then constantly, all of the time, that every second. Let it sink in for a few seconds. I gotta draw new batteries. I think the 1 minute mark has passed, and this is what we're talking about, peak experiences. Things that are good for us and good for the heart are time consuming, all right? They build up an experience instead of immediately getting us what, it's kind of the cherry on the cake. And then if you only have cherries, it's just a bunch of cherries. That's not always good, right? But if it's on the cake, it's fucking amazing. But you have to build the cake first, and then the cherry is amazing, right? And what we find in the process of building that cake is usually like that we feel that we feel happy because we're experiencing the joy of being together with ourselves. And what I mean with that is, because your attention is focused on something and you're doing something slow work, actually slowing, getting closer to yourself, and the attention is on something else. So this is where your nerve system actually has time to relax, right? Whereas with the videos, like the roller coasters, they give us more of like a thrilling experience. And by mistake, we sometimes accidentally mistake this for happiness because the feeling is so, overwhelming. And it is just sometimes even the thrill of getting out the body and not experiencing what we're used to experiencing, being in real life, and we forget what's there, including the problems. Just for a little bit though, they will come back. However, with the experience of like with building a cake and whatever, being detailed, reading newspapers is also good. It's time consuming, it takes focus, and it slowly builds up a little bit of happiness each time, and it builds up to an experience, right? Where at some point you have the gratification of having finished something, be it a newspaper, be it like a cake or a project you worked on. Even at work, you can have these things all the time. If you put thought in it and a lot of, well, not a lot of effort, but just effort, and are building constantly on it and are being focused, that gives that happiness as well, and just that gratification of finishing something and that getting closer to yourself. And in this, the body has the nerve system, because it's relaxed, it has time to actually, also energetic. You're getting closer in yourself. You're becoming calmer, closer to your heart. And unfortunately, that takes time. It's not always these big experiences. And the Japanese are so good at this. It's like this is one thing they fully understand, right? This is one of the things they really have down, because they are so detailed. They live very moderate lives. They even have this principle of Hare Hachibu, which means like the stomach till 80%, right? And they have Okinawa, where people live to be over 110, I believe, super 100 pluses they call them. And one of the principles is that Hare Hachibu, where they fill the stomach till 80%, so they're never full. So their system also never gets that blow of being way too full, whereas we Europeans, and I can at least speak for Dutch people, we like to go like 120% at maybe every dinner at least, maybe even lunch too, and really be like, ooh, I'm full, I'm happy now. Well, not really, but for sure you feel a lot slower. And so I want a little bit off topic there, but I just want to say time-consuming things they bring happiness and also the gratification of having finished something. And I think the word I'm also looking for is being useful, because that's something we deep down all want in society, even if it's hard sometimes, you know. I'm like specialist of behavioral change and, you know, doing holistic sessions and that stuff, and still when I have a day off, for example, I still feel useless at times, and I'm like, oh damn, I wish, you know, I would be more useful. But then also it is because sometimes I have a very big idea of what being useful is, right? Because I am mostly being effective at my job, you know. I feel that way, but I have already determined that, you know, being useful is something much bigger to society, or a viral idea, you know. And then I really took a step back in that lately, where I was like, I don't really need to, I don't have to necessarily achieve anything in my life. I'm quite happy where I'm at now, and I just love making these videos and doing my job where it's at. And since then, I feel more useful. Well, I'm mostly still doing the same things, picking up kickboxing, whatever. This is also why my videos are more, you know, I cannot do it any other way. My videos are also more like overhaul, and sometimes the point I'm trying to make is really coming through at like the 8th minute, or sometimes even the 9th or whatever. And however, statistically, people just turn it off at at 1 minute. And I had this video like last week where I really put a lot of thought in it, and people just went 4 seconds in like, you don't have a Bugatti. It's a little thing from the video. It was about Andrew Tate, whatever. But it clearly told me they haven't watched the video. They just saw something they didn't like, disliked, commented something something mean or whatever, and just scroll through. And yeah, I don't think you can be happy that way, you know. Because the thing is with these big experiences and these roller coasters, that then every day you need a freaking roller coaster, and it's more like the I'm kind of running through 3 examples, but it is more like the cherry on top of the cake, right? If you have only cherries, it's not tasting good, and you're like, why is this not tasting good? Because there's no cake underneath it, and the whole process of completing that freaking cake is then to put the cherry on top, and then you're like, now it's awesome, it's finished, and it tastes freaking delicious, you know. So that is what this is about. And there is, I shouldn't overuse the word, I am already doing that, but there's a lot of gratification in that, and I wish everybody to have that. And it's easier to implement in your life than you think. And just like with the example I showed from my own life, you know, sometimes by just really being adjusted more to yourself and where you are now and the goals you want to achieve, and just you can already achieve a lot of that and become more in the moment. And the thing that does make happy, and again, it's around the 8th or 9th minute now, and I'm not getting to the point now, right? But it wouldn't work without the rest of the story. I'm convinced of that. Is longevity. That's really the thing that is actually creating happiness, right? It's not so result focused as you think. When I was a guitar player, I only wanted to play the most amazing solos ever, and that was all I was doing. Kind of refused to just do tonal letters then, whatever. But in the end, because I was practicing so much with my band and being so locked in live on stage, and I had a lot of experience, that is when the happiness began, because I can still say, like, you know, I built that, you know. I had 10 years of my life dedicated, and even though it broke apart now, I really was like, I've been a musician in my life. I've been an active musician. I've been performing on stage, and each time I pick up the guitar, pick up the guitar, people are still like, "Damn, dudes, you can really play." And I don't feel like I can really play, but something is really catching their attention when I play, and it's just that experience and that longevity of having built something, owning something, and that brings a lot more joy than every solo I've played ever. The fact that I can pick up the guitar now at any moment and make someone happy with that is that longevity, that is making me happier at any point, and at least solo in the end that and it was my goal, right, to play solos in front of people. Those never really made me happy live on stage. I never really got out of it what I wanted from the reaction from the crowd or from myself, for myself. What did, however, is just the fact that I can still always, every day, do that whenever I want, without getting stiff. And I'm still doing these things. So right now I'm learning Russian and Japanese. Japanese already came, I don't want to say a long way, but I can actually converse in Japanese quite a bit. I make a lot of mistakes. Russian, I'm learning. I'm doing kickboxing, also just making the holistic therapies, and the fact that I am on YouTube making these videos with right now 100 subscribers. It is just about the longevity. And because I had that experience in the band, I do understand that it's just about the long run, right? And keep figuring yourself out and not putting too much pressure in immediately improving. And I suck at that because even though I understand it, I'm just a little bit crazy, and I just want to fucking go until I just hit a big wall and I'm like, okay, now I gotta slow down. I just see how fast I can go on again. Kind of a sprinter, and then I go for a marathon kind of guy. So I understand that one day I'm gonna be able to speak Russian whenever I want, wherever I want, Japanese wherever I want, whenever I want, fight anybody in the streets whenever I want.
Everybody, I come here for everybody, kill everybody.
It's not really the point, but it is a good skill to have in life, just being in your power, being firmly into the ground. And the same with these videos, right? It's really a channel for me to also, I just put my soul in it. So, and I'm really capturing parts of my life each time. And I go through a lot of growth and processes always. And at some point I'm gonna look back and be like, oh, I didn't know I was at that stage then, look how much I've already accomplished. I don't want to push my ideas into anyone, but longevity is where the happiness is in your life. That's one thing I wanted to say today. So embrace that, hold on to that fact, and change your life like you see fit. Find your own authentic path, because this is just what works for me, and you have something else that works for you. Anyway, if you want to be in my longevity run and on my journey, hit that subscribe button. I'll be making more videos. I'm still making mistakes in my life, and you'll be there to see all of them. But seriously, I'm capturing my full-on growth, and also I'm taking a lot of experience with me as well, but still so much to grow. Hit that button, appreciate it, love it. I love subscribers from the bottom of my heart, so do that. And you might not see a video ever from me again, so that's why I'm asking you, if you're interested in it. Alright, enough about this. Hit the button over there, and I'll see you with the next video. Alright, ciao ciao.